You know what's scary? It's not failing. It's living years of your life thinking you're fine when you're actually falling apart. I thought I was just tired. I thought I was just waiting for the right time. But the truth? I was destroying myself, and I didn't even know it. His name was Arjun, 24 years old, college dropout, living with his parents. Every morning, same routine. Wake up at 11, scroll through his phone, watch other people live their dreams. He told himself, I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow became next week. Next week became next month. He wasn't depressed, he wasn't lazy, at least that's what he believed. He had plans, big plans. He was going to start a business, learn new skills, get in shape. But every night he went to bed with the same feeling, guilt. The kind that doesn't scream, it whispers, you wasted another day. And he ignored it, because ignoring pain is easier than facing it. One evening, his younger cousin visited, 17 years old, full of energy, full of dreams. Baya, I'm working on my first project. I'm so excited. Arjun smiled. That's great. But inside, something cracked. This kid, younger than him, was already moving. And Arjun, he was still planning. That night, he couldn't sleep. He stared at the ceiling, and for the first time in years, he asked himself a question. What am I actually doing with my life? No answer came, because deep down, he knew. Nothing. He was doing nothing, not because he couldn't, but because he chose not to. He had replaced action with distraction, replaced discipline with comfort, replaced growth with excuses. And the worst part? He had convinced himself it was okay. The next morning, something unusual happened. His father didn't say a word at breakfast, just slid a small notebook across the table. Old, worn out, his father's handwriting inside. Arjun opened it. The first page read, June 1998, I wanted to quit my job and start something of my own. I didn't. September 2001, I told myself next year I'll take the risk. I didn't. March 2005, I'm too old now. I missed my chance. Arjun felt his chest tighten. His father never talked about regret, never. But here it was, written in ink, permanent. His father finally spoke. I wrote that when I was your age. I thought I had time. I thought I was just being careful. He paused. But I wasn't being careful, Arjun. I was being afraid, and I hid that fear behind comfort. Arjun looked at his father. For the first time, he didn't see a strong man. He saw a man who had given up on himself, and he realized something terrifying. He was becoming the same. That moment changed everything. Arjun didn't wait for motivation. He didn't wait to feel ready. He just started. Started waking up at 6 a.m., started learning, started building, started moving. And it was hard. Some days he wanted to quit. Some days he felt like he wasn't good enough. But now he understood something powerful. Destruction doesn't always look like chaos. Sometimes it looks like comfort. It looks like, I'll do it tomorrow. It looks like scrolling instead of starting. It looks like waiting for permission from life that never comes. He realized, every day you delay, you're not standing still. You're going backwards, because the world doesn't wait, time doesn't wait, and the person you could become is slipping away. He wasn't destroying himself with bad habits. He was destroying himself with no habits at all, with no direction, no discipline, no action. And that's the silent killer. Not failure, but never trying. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. You don't need a tragedy to wake up. You don't need to hit rock bottom. You just need to be honest with yourself. Ask yourself, am I moving forward or just pretending to? Am I building my life or just watching others build theirs? Am I afraid of failing or am I afraid of trying? Because the scariest part isn't failing. It's realizing years later that you never even started. That you had the time, you had the ability, but you chose comfort over courage. You don't get those years back.
You don't get a second chance at today. So stop waiting. Stop destroying yourself in silence. Start now. Start small, but start. Arjun didn't become successful overnight, but he became something more important. He became someone who no longer feared his own reflection, someone who could look at himself and say, "I'm trying, I'm moving, I'm alive." And that's the real victory. Not perfection, but progress. Not where you are, but that you're no longer standing still. If this story touched you, like, share, and subscribe for more stories that hit different. Because maybe, just maybe, this is the wake-up call you needed.